What's up guys? In today's video we're building a heavy duty back rack for my Ford F350 here. We are using this 4-inch by 3-inch 1/8-inch wall rectangular tubing, and the first step in the process is making a cardboard template. So as you can see, I did that sort of here, and this is basically the shape that I'm going for here. More or less, obviously it's starting to fall apart. But I'm trying to make this angle line up with the door there. I have the little horn, cut that flush. I have a 4-inch step up to that point right there, and I'm eventually going to put a plate down to mount this, obviously, and that's how we're going to build it. So first step is cutting this chunk right here for both sides. So on this piece of metal, we have a 4 and 1/8, and it was like 3 15/16 or 13/16, I forget exactly. That should hopefully give us the correct angle. It might need to be cut a little bit more, but we'll see. All right, got these two pieces cut out. Now it's time to cut the straight parts that go up. I think we are going to go 25.5 inches. So. Okay, so I started to get a little carried away. As you saw in that last clip, I made these plates and I drilled these holes in it. So the plan is to mount it like this roughly. I will have one of these bolts go right through here, and I'm able to access it still under there. That's why it's going in that corner. And I have these nut inserts right here that happen to take this M8 bolt, and those nut inserts will go into those big holes like this, like that, and then these will line up. And I did that to both sides. The way I drilled these holes is I put the plates where I wanted them. I measured on both sides to see where they should be. I took my small drill bit and I just centered it up and just gave it some gas, scraped the paint off. Did the same thing here, and they straighten right up. So I'm going to install those nut certs, and now I have a platform to build the rest of the rack out of. Okay, moving on, I am using the floor kind of to lay out how I want to cut this next piece. I pushed straight edge across these two plates, and these plates do have a slight angle downwards. Seems like 1/8 of an inch on this side and on that side. So I did some math, found out how far those inside edges need to be, and I put this edge on the straight edge and this edge up just 1/8 of an inch to signify those plates. And now that I have them the correct space apart, I put this beam just right on top, and I measured from there to there, there to there, and also from the tip of the horn down, which happened to be 3 1/4 inches down. So hopefully that is a good amount. And so then I took this piece of chalk that was flat, and I have this angle cut on it. I kind of ran it along here and marked both the pieces. So now hopefully, so now we have 2 places to cut for our back rack. Okay, I got that center piece cut out, and I have this laid out on the floor roughly to where I want my measurements to be. This bottom edge is 66 1/8, 66 1/16, depending on how you measure it. So that's good enough. From this corner down to there is 3 1/4 on each side. So the plan is now is to tack these up. So that's what the back rack's looking like so far. I am giving this much space, so I have some space for a weld, and I can still access the bolts. I'm deciding whether I want to use this piece to go across at the bottom, or if I want to use this piece. I think I'm going to use that piece, and I also have this to do the runners. But that's what it's looking like so far. It's looking pretty good. One thing I did not account for was the fact that because this is tilted and this is mounted square onto this, it actually bows out. So it's a little weird that it bows out and that it comes back. Definitely would have made more sense to figure out what this angle is and cut the bottom of that to fit that. So this is straight up. But hey, that's for the next one. All right, guys, so I just tacked on these plates here. Flux core. Now it's time to fully weld them. Okay, I got a little carried away. So after I welded these plates on, I obviously let it cool down, and I put it back on the truck. The next step was putting in that cross beam. I just tacked that in for now. And while that was tacked in, I took these pieces right here and put those in. Those were like 20 5/16. And I started cutting a few of these. I'm doing this angle iron is across here is 1 3/4 inches. and I'm doing the spacing every 4 1/16 of an inch on center. So I'll have 4 pieces of angle iron. This is just 2 I have lying there. I still have to tack them up. So the next step is for me to cut the rest, get them all into position, tack them all up, make sure everything's all square. Then I'm gonna slowly start going around and welding everything in so nothing warps. Okay, cut these all out. Now it's time to just get them in place fully and tack them up. Okay, so I did another pass on here. I filled this back in so I could grind that smooth. These were 2 passes on here. Same thing with up here. These were 3 passes in here. And I did a 332 7018 to kind of close it in. I kind of burnt through a little bit. And I definitely got some porosity in there, but for the purpose it's not really a problem. And then I did a 1/8 7018 on these 2 parts, and these were just 332 all the way out. So I ended up having to take these 2 bars off that we had before. These are 1x2s, just for a different project. So I tacked them up. I did not get them perfect, but I think they are where I think they should be, and all the little pieces that I cut out still do fit. So the next step is going to be welding these and welding these in. Once all those are welded, I'm going to clean up what I can clean up and start putting in those ribs. That's what it's looking like. I need to adjust a few of them right over there, but it's looking pretty good so far. Okay, now I'm just cutting the horns down so they're level. So I just took the straight edge and put them to this corner right here, mark the line. So I did that on both sides. So I'm gonna cut no further than the inside of this line and do that on both sides, and then just connect the 2 wherever they line up. Okay, this is what it looks like installed. We just threw some bolts in there. Everything bolted up. It was a little tight with how these were mounted. I just put some washers in here for some spacing, and it bent the washers. And as we tightened these, then I put this one on, and it kind of pulled it back. So it's tilted a little bit this way, ever so slightly. But the thing looks beefy, and it does not move whatsoever. I could pull on that thing as hard as I can, and it doesn't even need the triangles down at the bottom. So